So
Good
we'll be
afternoon.
starting the
Good
meeting
afternoon.
now. Why? So rather, good day. So we'll be starting the
Hello.
meeting now. So good day, everyone, and welcome to the first onboarding call for DSC study group. So people from this, one thing again, please, I'll suggest to turn off your video so that will save bandwidth for people that don't have data. Thank you very much. And it's on recording. If you don't want your face to be shown, you can please switch off your camera. Thank you. So back to what I was saying. Welcome to the first onboarding call for DSC study group. So at the moment we have about 7 study groups, and you can only participate in one. And yeah, I'll be giving and I'll be explaining what this study group is all about to everyone, so that we all stop entering my DMs asking me for questions. So I'll start. The study group is meant to hold for a duration of 2 months, where you have tutors or mentors who would, please mute your mic, thanks. You have mentors or tutors who would um, who would take you through your specific track, who is going to teach you, who is going to guide you, and that is what it's all about. So basically, everyone is meant to participate because you'll be having tasks, you'll be having assignments, you'll be having projects. So So at the end of every week, like I said, you'll be having tasks. Basically, you have a curriculum. There's a curriculum that has already been set. So you are meant to follow your curriculum for the week. So for example, in the HTML study group, maybe you are meant to learn what HTML is for the week. You learn it, and at the end of the day, you submit your assignments. So if you don't submit your assignments, that will make you to be kicked out of the WhatsApp group. Because we're actually a lot. We are over 800. That we have over 800 applications, and I don't want the point where um, I don't want the fact where only 100 people would submit at the end of the day or finish the study group at the end of the day. So I'm trying to explain that please try to submit your assignment, try to respond on the group. If you don't understand anything, please try your best to ask your tutors. For people that have like 10 tutors in their team or in their track, you are lucky. Some tracks only have one tutor. So please, if you have any question, please Google it first. Try to understand before you come out and you ask your tutor, because like I said, there are some groups that only have one tutor. So to reduce the stress from your tutor, please try your best to first Google first before you come to meet your tutor. Also, people are asking me, is it going to be an everyday thing? No, this is not only for UI, it's for everyone in total. So people are asking me, are we going to be having everyday classes? The question is no. You are going to learn on your own. So like I said, you have a curriculum. So you check for week 1. If you are meant to learn A to B in week 1, you learn your A to B. You learn how it is being done, how it is being written, what brought about it, things like that for your for that week 1. So at the end, they'll now give you an assignment or a task. So that is when you now submit what you've learned based, because your task is not going to be something from maybe week 5. It's going to be what you did during the week. So um you did not get the curriculum. Okay, the curriculum will be sent to you after this call. Your tutors will make it available. So Yeah, if you have any question, I'm reading the chat section. So if you have any question, you can drop it. I'll be answering your questions. So back to what I was saying. If you are, please mute your mic. So back to what I was saying. Um, your curriculum that is being given, you learn, you study on it. If you have any questions, you Google first, you come to the group, you drop it, and please, if as a member of the group, if you know if you know you can give a response to um, your fellow your fellow's question, please do best to give an answer, because your tutors are not robots. They can't be online 24/7. So if you can provide help to someone, please do. Also, you might be having a 1 hour class, like a virtual class, 1 hour every week. So that 1 hour class is just to cover the concept of the week. So if you have any questions that you feel has not been answered, or you have something you want to ask, or you have something you want to do, you can ask your tutor, or you can ask your tutors on this call. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please, you can say it on the chat section. I'll be reading and I'll be answering your question. Please, if you have any questions, be dropping it. I'll be answering your questions if you are still unclear on all what I've said. So how long will the study group take? It's going to take a period of 8 weeks, 2 months. So what would we be working as a group? For now, you're not going to be working as a group yet. You're going to be doing individual tasks. So there's no group work yet. Which languages will we be using? Is it Android? So people for the mobile development, you have Flutter and you have Kotlin. So those are the two languages you are going to be using. So you are going to pick when you reach your group chat. Your mentors or your tutors are going to ask you what um, what you want to do, whether you want to do Flutter or you want to do Kotlin. So there's no machine learning. Will there be machine learning in this? No, machine learning is going to be for the intermediate track. For now, we're only doing beginners. So that's why we don't have things like data science or intermediate or machine learning or back end or even front end. So your curriculum will be sent to you. It's going to be put on your group description, so you don't have to be looking for it all the time. Will study material be given? Yes and no. So your study material, they can give you tutorials, they can give you resources, they can give you links to where you can source from. But personally, you should try your best to look for tutorials on your own that you can understand. But generally, they'll be giving you links and resources. So yeah, so this meeting is for all tracks. I'm not addressing cyber security right now. I'm addressing everyone. There's no Java for Android. We're only doing Kotlin or Flutter. Okay, so if you have any question, you can still be dropping it. So the tracks we have, okay, Bakari, you asked, can I list the tracks? So the tracks we have HTML and CSS, we have JavaScript, we have Python, we have game development, we have mobile development, we have UI, and we have cyber security. So that is 7. So Nusaiba, you're asking, are we going to be certified at the end of the program? Yes. So how are you going to get a certificate? You must submit all your assignments starting from the first week, this week, because because you are going to start no you are going to start being graded from this week. So you must submit your assignment, and when we say submit, it's not that you just submit something. You must submit something that is close to being correct or correct. Yes, some people will not get it the first time, but giving a try to submit. Now when we say submit, we are not saying you should submit maybe a blank page. You must show effort. That's what you should try to do. This is about showing effort. It's not a must to get it right. You must show your effort that okay, as far as I'm learning, this is what I can do. So every Saturday or Sunday, if you don't submit your assignments or you don't do anything, you'll be kicked out of the group and there's no coming back, because we already have a lot on our hand. So we're looking for ways to try to curb what we have. So if you don't have um so if you don't submit, I'm sorry, you just be kicked out of the group. And please don't enter any tutors DM to harass them. Thank you. Coming Can I explain? So Ibrahim, you're asking, can I explain the languages involved in each track? So I don't code, so I don't know the languages, but I can say some. In the cyber security, you're going to be doing ethical hacking. Game dev, you're going to be doing probably Unity and C Sharp. UI UX, you're going to be learning. You're going to be using Figma and probably Adobe. For Python, you'll be using Python. For HTML and CSS, you learn HTML and CSS. For what other track again? For mobile, you'll be doing Android. Sorry, you'll be doing Flutter or Kotlin. So those are the languages you'll be using. So your first assignment will be given to you either on a Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. So if you have any questions, if you have anything you're unsure of, please drop it. I'll be answering your questions. So I believe I have tried to explain what the study group is. For people just joining, the study group is going to be for a duration of 8 weeks. That is 2 months. And every week you'll be given something to study. So you'll be given a particular thing you're meant to study, and at the end of the week you'll be given a task that is following what you're meant to study. So okay, Ibrahim, you're asking what happens in a case where failure to submit is not our fault given the nature of yeah. So good, in this case, if you notice that you don't have light, it is better you reach out to your tutor on time, trying to explain the situation on ground. You try to explain the situation on ground. You don't wait for the day to come and you start trying to explain. If you know that if you say on a Wednesday you're having epileptic power supply, it's better you tell your tutor first that I won't be able to submit. And please, it should not be happening all the time. It's not something that this week you say you can't submit, next week you can't submit. So it should be maybe a one-time thing. You try your best, you try to adjust. So this study group, you try to adjust. We're not at the end of this, and this please disclaimer, we are not going to tell you that at the end of these 8 weeks you are a professional. We are just trying to give you like steps, put you in the right track. So now it depends on you if you don't want to become a professional in it or you want to take it serious, because some people will not want to take it serious. So it depends on you. If you want to take this thing serious, you actually learn with the things that will be given to you. So is JavaScript a separate track? Yes, it's a track on its own. You have HTML and CSS and you have JavaScript. So you're asking, do we advance from HTML and CSS to JavaScript? So front end involves HTML, CSS and JavaScript. It's going to be in the second cycle of our study group where we'll now be having intermediate tracks. So there will be nothing like JavaScript on its own. So we're going to be having back end, front end, things like machine learning, data science in our intermediate track. So for people who are asking, they didn't see JavaScript. For people that have mix up, they wanted to do JavaScript, but they were seeing it. They didn't see JavaScript on the form at first. There was a mistake, which we rectified the next morning. But we noticed that a lot of people had submitted. So if you wanted to be in the JavaScript group, but you didn't see it, and you registered for HTML and CSS, or you registered for front end, you can DM me at Ifeanyi on the group chat. So you can just DM me and you come and you tell me you wanted to join the HTML and CSS group chat and you wanted to join the JavaScript group chat. So you can leave a group chat and you join the other one. I'll give you the link to join. Yes, there will be certifications at the end of the day, seeing that you've finished all your assignments and you are constant or you are studying your class. So any more questions?
Okay.
Okay, so when is the Git tutorial? Um, this month is October, and we all know it's the month for open source or Oktoberfest. Please, whoever switched on their mic, please can you mute your mic? Thanks. So Git tutorial, we are going to be having Git sessions every week in the month of October, teaching about Git and GitHub. So we are going to have one this week, which is going to be it's going to be on either Thursday or Friday, where we start teaching on Git and GitHub. So more information will be coming from me this week. Sorry, today or tomorrow. We'll tell you when the class is going to hold and where it's going to hold. So is there any tangible project to be carried out at the end? Yes, there's a project that will be carried out at the end. You have projects that will be carried out at the end. So just keep your mind at ease. You are going to build something tangible to see that yes, you practice something. So is it possible to take more than one track? No. Now some people applied for more than a track. Some people applied for like three tracks. So what I did was I put in an algorithm, and the track that the algorithm picked for you is what you are going to do. So you can only do one track. You can't do more than one track. So I'm not the tutor of the UI UX group, and I'm a female. Thanks. So your tutor is on the group chat. His name is Williams. You get to know him as you advance in your UI journey. So any more questions? Like I said, to um if you wanted to do JavaScript but you found yourself in HTML and CSS, feel free to DM me. I'll be answering all messages from now to midnight. Please DM me. I would give the correct link to join to your um, group. So to learn JavaScript, do we need to change track? Yes, if you want to learn JavaScript and you don't want to do HTML or CSS, yes, you are free to leave that group and just DM me. I'll give you the JavaScript um, track group chat link and you will join. So the meaning of DSC means Developer Student Clubs. So it's a club that is founded by um, it's a club that was founded by the Google developers to reach out to schools to breach the to to fill in for the theory and practical aspects of programming and tech. So what are the advantages of studying in this study group pattern? Good. The advantages of studying in this study group pattern is that number one, you will be able to learn with other people. So this study group is, we are doing it so that you won't be on your own, you won't be alone. So you'll be studying with several people so that if you are stuck at a point, you have people that will reach out to you, or you have people that you can reach out to that will help you. So another advantage is that for people that don't know how to like plan a study for themselves, or they don't know how to plan um, a curriculum for themselves, this study group has, we have the best tutors. So they have provided a way, they provided a method that you can use to study that will give you maximum output. So those are the advantages of studying in this study group pattern. Number one, you won't work alone, you'll be able to understand and you'll be able to reach out to people when you are stuck easily. And also you'll be, and also for people that don't have, and for people that don't have a particular study pattern, this will help you to like tailor your study pattern. So can a beginner, you can change track now, just message me. Like I said, my name is Ifeanyi on the group chat, any of the group chats, you can message me. So can you change track? Yes. How do you get the curriculum? The curriculum is going to be placed on your group description, so feel free to go there by this night and you'll see it there. Isn't it possible to do HTML, CSS and JavaScript? No, you can't do the three at once. That's front end. So you want to check, you want to move from so wait, geo developer E, you said you want to move from HTML to and CSS to mobile. Is it possible? Yes. Enter my DM with valid reasons and we can talk that out. So you can't do both HTML, CSS and JavaScript. That's front end. I'm doing beginners for now for a lot of reasons. So on the group description, I can only see a link that will take me to a place to request for permission to access the materials. Are you receiving it via email? No. The ones on your group you'll be given access to it very soon after this call. After this call ends, the tutors are going to give you access to all the materials, that to the curriculum rather, on the group description. So after this call, wait, just chill for an hour or two and check again, you'll be able to see it. So you are confused. So Destiny, you're saying you're confused. You guys are mentioning UI UX design. What about game dev? This call is for everyone, like for all tracks. So I'll summarize at the end. I don't know. Can one cope without a personal computer? Yes, you can. For tracks like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, um, Python, you can cope without a you can cope without a system for a while. So you can use, please can you mute your mic? So you can use repo.it. So I'm going to type out the link here. So you can use repo.it and you can go to scitonhub.com. So those two, they are very good. So those two, they are very good for you to use have like if you don't have like a system. So I've typed out the links there. You can use them to practice. You can use them to submit your assignment. So is it just UI or UI UX? I believe it's UI UX from what my tutors told me. So can a beginner take the cybersecurity class? Yes, you should. So is front end a separate track. There's no front end. There was a mistake on the form. There was no front end. It's only HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Front end is intermediate, so we'll be taking front end in December.
Yeah.
After completing the HTML and CSS track, we'll be able to move on to JavaScript. Yeah, okay, so now I'll just give a little bit hint. When you're rounding off your HTML and CSS classes, you'll be when you're ending your HTML and CSS classes, like 2 weeks before the end of your class or your group, you will start JavaScript will be introduced. So we'll start chipping in JavaScript for people that want to further into front end. So for people, so this JavaScript that we're doing as a separate track is people who want to mostly become either JavaScript developers or they want to do backend with JavaScript. So for the people doing HTML and CSS that want to do front end later on, 2 weeks before we end the study group, you start doing JavaScript. So I hope that answers your question. So yeah, for Python you can use PyDroid 3. I use it, it's very good. So I'm going to, any more questions? Please, if you have any question, feel free to type, because I've been going through all the groups and that um I'm seeing a lot of questions from people. What are we using for cyber security? Well, I can't answer that question. I'm not in the best position to answer. When are you starting game dev? You're starting it tomorrow. What are the tools used for UI UX? You'll be using Figma. All classes are starting tomorrow. Is Jupyter Notes also acceptable for the Python class? I don't know yet. It's your tutor that will decide on that. So I don't know. So just curious, will you get resources to Udemy, tutorials, or any top paid online class? Well, for this study group, I'm not being sponsored. So my um my tutors will try their best to give you good and quality tutorials that you can use. Some of them will have paid for tutorials that they will share with you. So please don't joke with the tutorials they'll be giving you, because it's it's going to be very important and it's going to be worthwhile. So I wouldn't want anyone to waste the effort of my tutors, because apart from this they have other things they are doing. So I really like you to put effort into this study group. So when are we going to be added to our separate track? Well, you have separate track already if you check the mail I sent, because I sent mails from yesterday night to this morning. If you check the mails I sent, you would see the link to your group there. So Ganiyu, what track are you in? What time is for the game dev class? Classes are starting officially tomorrow. The curriculum is just going to be discussed amongst you people in your separate groups today. So what else again? Yeah, some people, I noticed people are having issues joining the call. I don't know why, but this call is being recorded. So at the end, if people still want to listen to the questions that or everything I've said, they would get the call after I finish. You get the recording rather after I finish. So for people just joining, I want to give a recap. So this study group is for a duration of 2 months, that is 8 weeks. So you will get to be you will get a curriculum where you'll be using you get a curriculum that will give you a guide to how you will learn for these 2 months. So now you're not going to follow your own pattern, you're going to follow the pattern that's been given to you. Like I said, we have the best tutors, so they already know what how they will plan. So your own is just, you come, you check what you have to learn for this particular week, you learn it, and after that you'll be given assignments. So after I give you assignments, you submit. We are going to be submitting for the developers. You are going to be submitting via GitHub. You have repos. You'll be giving your repos during the week, so where you make your pull request and you'll be submitting. For the designers, you'll be you'll be submitting your Figma links to your tutors. So um, also we'll be having Git workshops for people who don't know how to use Git. So we'll be having our first Git workshop this week. So just tune in to how how to use Git and GitHub this week. We'll be having classes on it, and also we'll be having Oktoberfest at the end of the week, at the end of the month. So you can just wait for our Oktoberfest event. Ibrahim, how do you use? Yeah, we'll be having a workshop. Python means of submission, you'll still be using, except for developers, you are going to be using GitHub. So the GitHub link is ready. Oh, sorry, the GitHub repo rather is ready. So you just make your PRs to it. Classes, and then it's not like a normal school class where where teachers will come to teach you. You are the one to study at the liberty of your time. So if you have like 10 pages to read, you can finish reading your 10 pages on Monday. You can decide to share your 10 pages between the week. So it depends on you how you want to learn or how you want to study. So you just, and again, if you finish studying on time, you can decide to like learn more about it if you feel there are more things to be learned. And also, um if you have any resources, feel free to share with your group members. No one is an island of knowledge, so just try your best to share with other people. So classes officially start tomorrow. The curriculum will just be shared today, and the curriculum will be explained to you all on the group chat. I can't do that now because we have seven we have 7 tracks, and I can't start explaining 7 tracks on this call. It's going to be very, very rowdy. So I think I've answered all questions. Any more questions? So for people that want to change their tracks, or you want to change what you are doing, please, if you enter my DM, say your name, state your name and what you are doing. Not you enter my DM with I. If you enter my DM with I, I'll just leave you on R. You enter my DM with, okay, good day, my name is this, I registered for so 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 track, but I want to change to this track for certain reasons, and that will make communication faster, and that's going to make me to take actions faster, unlike you sending I, just ordinary I to me. Do you understand? So any more questions? One, and yeah, I have to repeat it again. Please and please don't stress my tutors. Please and please don't harass them in their DMs. If you have anything against anyone, come and tell me. Let's face man to man. Okay, so do I still have Any more questions? Who is presenting? Any more questions? Have I answered everyone questions on this call?
I found these results.
Fatai Ayade, you can't participate in two tracks simultaneously. Any more questions? Okay, so what's it? Mahadi, yeah. Okay, about myself, I'm a Fion and I'm the lead for DSC in Ilag. So DSC, I've explained what DSC. DSC is a club by Google developers to help bridge the gap between theory and practical in technology in schools. So that's about me.
Mr. Ifeanyi, someone is actually presenting, and we are seeing all his chat here. Does he know he's presenting?
I don't know. Let me check. Maybe the person doesn't know.
Hello, Hamza Sinusa. We are seeing your chat. Can you please stop presenting?
Amzat. Okay, maybe I'll have to remove the person and the person
We
will have
have
to
seen all your
rejoin.
message finish.
Apparently they can't hear. Okay, so another question, would there be another study group after this phase elapses? Yes, there will be continuous study groups after this one elapses. So, and again, for people with much participation, please, as you're joining, mute your mic, thanks. For groups with much participation, or they are proving that they are really understanding what they are doing, we can be having events for you people, or we bring people from industry to come talk to you about your track, and they'll talk to you about how you can improve. Now it's not only about coding, now it's about how to present yourself to be world class developers. You understand? So if if your group is showing me that yes, we are the best, or you are trying to be, you are actually very good, I see the turnout is very good, we can create an event for you people where we bring someone to explain some ethics in the industry and explain how to go about it. So any more questions? Oh, a question, I plead that disqualification part. I think we should have like a three strike before we are kicked out. Of course, me, my laptop spot last week, and I'm just going to, I don't know how many days, so if I can't do the assignment. So now, no, the we've already come to like, we've come to like an agreement with, I've had meetings with I can't, it's not only me that made this decision, so I don't make decisions by myself. I go to my team and they explain things to me and we come to a decision. So the decision that was made was, if you don't submit after the first, you'll be removed. But now, if you come to your tutors or you come to me with a very very like sensible reason, or you come to me with a very very good reason why you can't submit this week, and mind you, it's not going to be every week, why you can't submit this particular week. Okay, fine, my laptop is bad, this happened, that happened, they stole my laptop, I fainted, I woke up, this and that. Okay, we'll look into it and we'll be like, okay, we understand. But people that will be on the group, if we say a three strike, now we are just going to be giving ourselves more, we're just going to be giving ourselves more headache, because some people, I'm sure some people won't do anything. They'll be waiting for maybe when someone submits, or they'll be waiting that we're not going to be strict. So we're going to be strict with this thing. That's what I'm saying. You come to, you explain to your why you can't submit for that particular week with some tangible reasons. um can you join multiple study groups? No, you can't join multiple study groups. You can only join one. Any more questions? Please mute your mic.
Spells out why he gave the fivefold ministry.
So any more questions? Who has questions for me? Okay, I'm from Indonesia and has different time zone. Okay, so yeah, for people that have different time zones, we would tell you, we'll give you the time zone. So like now, this call is 5 p.m. GMT plus 1 in Lagos. It is 11 p.m. in Indonesia, and it is 9 p.m. In India. So if we have a time, let's say we have 12 p.m. from, let's say we have 12 p.m. in Nigeria, we are going to calculate it like the standard time. We are going to give everyone their own time zone. So please just indicate your country on the group chat, and you'll be given your time zone on where you submit. Sorry, on when you submit. So does it matter whether you're a total beginner or not? So this study group is for total beginners, for people that don't know how to um I don't know how to program at all, but starting from the scratch. So that's what this study group is for. That's why we don't have front end, or we don't have back end, or we don't have machine learning. So we want to carry everyone along at first. Then from the second cohort of the study group, that's when we start having intermediate tracks. So Abdul Hamid, you were asking, I just joined the meeting recently. Is there anything important for me to take note of? I'm going to do a summary if you are still going to be on this call. And we're going to end this call by 6. So I'm going to do a summary before I end this call. Um, Aditya, you're asking the app dev class, what are the things needed? App sites. Your teacher is going to, your tutorial is going to explain to you. I don't know what you are going to be needing. Your tutor is going to tell you on the group chats. Okay, what IDLE? Python has its own IDLE. So for people that are using phone, you can use PyDroid. For people that are using laptops, you can use ordinary IDL or you can use Visual Studio Code. We in the JavaScript class, yeah, at the ending of your study group, you might be introduced to frameworks. So how do you get to know your tutors? Your tutors will be the admins on the group chat. So all admins you see on the group chat are your tutors. Can people still register? No, no one can register. Registration ended on Friday. So the materials for week 2, 3 for the last week we released. Yeah, as the week is starting, the tutorial your resources will be given to you. So tutors, please, if you are on this call, make yourselves admin, make each of the tutors admin so that everyone will know the tutors who they can DM. And we are starting from scratch, yes, for total beginners. So intermediate is going to be starting from December. So any more questions? Any more questions? No, it's not a JavaScript meetup. It's for everyone. What field of programming is the group based on? Depends on your track. Time to have classes. I'll do a brief summary of all what I've said. So please just stay on the hang on and you hear what I have to say. So I think no more questions, right? Okay, Amzat, I'll answer your question alongside with Ibrahim's question. I don't know. I said I don't know. I'm not an app dev. Like I said, I don't code. So your tutor on the group chat is going to tell you what you are going to need. So no, you're not starting by December. We are starting tomorrow. It is the second cycle that will start in December. You can use CodePen for HTML, CSS. You can use Cython Hub for HTML and CSS, and you can use probably repo.it for HTML and CSS too. So I'll be sending out the links that you can use for it. The second cycle, how the second cycle works, I myself I don't know until we reach that day. That's when we will know. For now, we are concerned with the first cycle. So first cycle is rounding up, we'll start briefing people on what the second cycle will look like. You can't participate in more than 2 tutorials. So any more questions? The app you're meant to use, are you using a phone or you are using a laptop? The link I mentioned, I will send it to the group chat after this call. So everyone is already asking the same questions I've answered. So I would answer the I would do a wrap up now, and I would explain. So I'll do a wrap up now and I'll try to explain, and hopefully by then we should all understand what this study group is about. And if you still have any questions, you're free to enter my DM and ask me for more clarification. You ask on the group and you tag me so that I can see it. So okay, it's 5:52 already. This call is meant to end by 6. So I'll explain what the study group is one more time for people that don't understand. I think. Okay, you're asking at the end of the course what will be the gaining. You'll be working on projects. There are projects that you are going to be working on. You have projects on ground that you are going to be that you're going to work on. You're going to start working on projects probably from your fourth week. So at the end of this study group, hopefully um, you'd have done at least 2 to 3 projects. Hopefully, that's if you are following the class and you're following what your tutors give you. So I'm going to do a summary of this call, and from there, if you have any other question, you can listen to the recorded version of this call, and or you can ask your questions on the group and tag me. So okay, so here I go. The study group is wait Amzat, you said you're having problems join the group chat from your angle. Okay, send me a mail. I'll type in my email address. So you try. So send me a mail, and you tell me what your problem is so that I can send you the correct link. So I'm going to summarize now, and when I summarize, we'll end this call. And thank you very much for coming to the onboarding call. I hope I answered most, if not all, your questions. So the study group is going to last for 8 weeks. That is 2 months, in which every week you'll be given something to learn, or you'll be given something to 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 read up on. At the end of every week, you'll be required to submit an assignment, and failure to submit your assignment um for no sensible reason, or for no good reason, tangible reason rather, you'll be kicked out of the group. So we are going to be having git sessions throughout this October. So we are going to have like 3 to 4 git sessions. So I'll be posting the the flyers on the group chat, and for you to register, so you'll be able to register for the git sessions if you have issues understanding git. Because you'll be for the developers in our midst, you'll be using github to submit your assignments. Now, after you submit, for the next week you'll be given resources, you'll be given what you're meant to study. Then for the groups that have high participation and show high level of seriousness, we can give you um we can give you maybe an event where we call, if this lockdown or this pandemic still allows us to hold virtual events, we can host an event for that particular track, trying to explain how the industry works and how to write probably more clean and dry codes. You just be giving tips on your on your on your track. So after and also you'll be working on projects. So at the end of this study group, you're not just going to do um you're not just going to do ordinary assignments. You're going to work on projects. At least you're going to work on like 2 to 3 morning a minimum of 2 to 3 projects. And when you work on projects, you'll be able to put it on your GitHub for people that have GitHub account. For designers, when you submit your assignments, you can also put it on your Dribble account. Then will your assignments be graded? That I leave it to the hand of the tutors. How will it be graded? I leave it to the hand of the tutors. They are the ones that will say if they are going to grade your assignment. So this study group is for beginners, pure beginners, for people who don't know how to code. It's not for intermediate, but for people that have not done code in a while, or they want to understand the basics more. You are free to join and you are free to relearn. So we are going to teach you. This is for pure beginners. So as from the second cycle, which is going to start hopefully in December, we'll now start intermediate track. So by that time, we're not going to have any beginner track, just mostly intermediate. So I think that is, and at the end you'll be given certificates of participation or certificates of passing your particular track. And the certificate is going to be given to the people who submitted all their assignment or who participated most. And please I'm going to be sending links. Now you have to sign up on our platform for you to be eligible now for you to be eligible to or for you to be eligible for our um certificate. You have to join our platform. I will send the link to the platform later today. You need to join our platform so that you'll be able to see when we have events and when we have workshops. So you'll be sent a mail every time an event pops up. So people, you must join that platform before you can be given certificates. For people that have not joined yet, will there be registration for the intermediate part? I've said the intermediate is going to start in December. This is just for beginners. So I hope I have answered everyone's call. Good day and enjoy your weekend. And also, please, when you reach the group chat, like I said, the guidelines for the group chat, I'm going to send it. Also, we're going to put it on the group description. Number one, submit your assignment when due. Number two, don't harass my tutors. Number three, be polite when you're trying to ask for something. Don't be rude, please. And you should learn how to collaborate. We're also going to be teaching collaboration. So as a beginner, can I apply immediately for the intermediate track? No, intermediate registration has not started yet. It's going to start maybe, I don't know, December. So thank you for joining. You can take your leave now, and any other questions you have, you can say it on the group chat. Or if you have any questions for me, you can say it on the group chat and you can tag me so that I'll see your question on time and I'll answer as soon as I see it. So thank you very much for joining. So you can leave. Thank you.